my gosh, so late.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning. How is everybody? Everybody doing good?
Everybody hanging in there. What's kicking, chicken? What's happening, Captain?
Going to be a busy day on today's show. It's going to be a busy day as we get set to record our deep dive this afternoon with Carrie Lake, which will be released tomorrow. So make sure you're ready for that. I don't know if we are.
Well, I am. I think you're a little more concerned about this than I am. I don't know why. I think it's because she fought with Megyn Kelly or something yesterday, and now she's like, "Oh, rah." I think Mock thinks that we're going to have some huge fight with her. I think it's going to be a delightful conversation. I don't think there's going to be any fighting.
I don't want to have a fight with her. I just remember her thing with Brett Baer, and I'm just like, Brett didn't want to fight with her, but he got a fight, and so I'm just worried. I don't want to say the wrong thing and like get her all riled up. Because she's a tough cookie.
I think we're going to be BFFs by the end of it. I think we're going to be total BFFs. It's going to be great.
I think it'll be okay. You guys, quick reminder that because the world is just like on fire right now and everything is crazy, the markets are very unreliable. As you know, what if we lost like $10 trillion from the stock market or something crazy?
Don't want to think about it. I can't think about any of it.
I know.
And then I go into a spiral of depression. That's why we just buy gold and I can't. I'm in denial.
That's right. And if you get it from our friends at Acre Gold, it looks like this. Now, granted, I am on the low subscription plan of $50 a month, and this is a 2.5 gram bar of gold. If you do $100 a month, it's double the size. If you do $250 a month, you get a 10 gram bar of gold. That's the plan that you're on. And so what happens is it's just this great way of investing in gold without coming out of pocket all at one time, right? This is just a way to subscribe. You just have a monthly subscription, and then you get updated from Acre Gold on how you're coming along in terms of how much money are you getting close to the value of that bar of gold. And then as soon as you do, they send it to you and the cycle repeats itself and you just keep stockpiling that gold in your own personal safe. It's such a handy way to invest because you're not just like having to write out a big old check or pay a bunch of money at once. This is just a nice little layaway plan. And I don't know that anybody else does it, but our friends at getacregold.com/chicks. Check them out, you guys.
Yeah, check them out. And also check out our website, chicksonright.com. Working out the kinks. Almost there.
I really feel like it's there.
Yeah, we're like, I mean, literally this week we've not had any issue. I'm knocking. My dog is going to get up and be like, who's here? Oh my God. I'm knocking on wood. But yeah, working out all the kinks. You guys check it out. Make sure you bookmark it. Go there every single day. All the great content is there. And then the writers are fantastic. We're writing every day. So please just check it out.
Yes, do. And if you didn't check it out yesterday, then you would have missed my post about the great Camp Tono meet and greet Chicksapalooza t-shirts that are now available for purchase thanks to GratefulAmericanApparel.com. That's where you can find them, GratefulAmericanApparel.com. You guys, I need to play you this and we don't have to play the whole thing because you'll get the idea very quickly. But oh my gosh, Brian, you're right. I forgot to make a new name today. I'm like so generic today.
Oh my God.
And I completely spaced you guys. I'm very sorry.
I think we're getting ready to talk about TikTok. You could we can just say that it's Tick-Mock. That's what it is. Or Mock Talk. Or Mock Talk.
Yeah, I completely spaced. I'm sorry. I'm very, very boring today. But anyway, I saw this clip on the TikTok of Joe Biden giving a press conference or delivering some sort of an address, except that it's Joe Biden twice from two different dates. The first is apparently from December 21st, and the second is allegedly, according to this TikTok, and you'll see that, from March 22nd. And one of those times, I think it's the March 22nd time, you guys remember when he did that press conference and he had the cold and his voice was really, it was bad, right?
Like as you would say, snorgly.
It was kind of snorgly. Yeah.
Right.
Remember?
Right. Oh, I remember.
Well, so one of those, that is one of the days that you're going to see. And somebody took those two speeches and put them side by side to demonstrate that his speeches are recycled even 3 months apart, you guys. So this was blowing my mind to watch this. I'll let you see too.
Every tool available to address price increases. And it's beginning to work. Take gasoline and gas prices. Last week, I announced the largest ever release from the United States Strategic Petroleum Reserve to increase the supply of oil and help bring down prices.
Oh my God.
I brought together other countries, India, Japan, the Republic of Korea, the United Kingdom, all agreed to join in releasing additional oil from their reserves. China may very do more as well.
I mean, the whole thing, and this
Word for word.
is probably a minute and a half. It's word for word. And he's even referencing things like, last week I did this, or you know what I mean? Like, it's time stamped,
I do know what you mean.
And yet he still recycled it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine if Trump did this? Can you imagine what liberals would be doing? Like, they'd have their pitchforks like in the streets. They'd just be, people, wake up. Oh my God. Like, he is completely unfit to serve. So unfit. And his team is unfit. Like, because there's a person or a team of people who are writing this crap. This is what they're doing. Well, they're not writing it. I mean, they're recycling it. But we're paying them and we're giving them pensions. This is what we're doing. A team.
Speaking of team, I think Kamala just lost 2 more people.
Yeah.
I saw that the other day. Oh my
Not surprising at all. Can you imagine?
She must just be a wretched person to work with. Absolutely wretched.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I've got another TikTok related story to talk about because Tucker went on a TikTok tirade. Tucker's TikTok tirade. He went on a tirade last night, but it's too long to play. So I found someone else online who's actually like I guess he's a comedian. I'd never heard of him, but he's got a huge following who actually puts into much more concise terms exactly what China is doing with TikTok against the United States and probably other countries. And we'll get to that in a second. But I did want to mention that I just saw a headline that Sacramento's homeless population has just now surpassed San Francisco's, and crime there is also up 67%. And now Shannon Bream was talking yesterday about how bad LA has gotten. It's so bad that now the police and the mayor, they're warning people, hey, there's this new kind of crime that we wanted you to be aware of. And it's called follow you home robberies, where you might just be at a grocery store or the mail, the post office or wherever. And someone will purposely follow you home so that they can rob you. So that's the newest crime wave that's going through LA right now. It's getting out of control.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then, they have DAs and they have people there who just don't give a crap because the criminals are more important than actual citizens, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, this is what they're doing there. Yay, California. And then Gavin Newsom has the audacity to get in a commercial and actually diss Ron DeSantis. Right. And act as if California is better than Florida. Who is this guy? For real? Who does he think he is? And then he talks about freedom. Yeah, because you don't even seriously, like, you have the freedom in California to move about and not get killed. For real.
Well, and I think they just reinstated the mask mandate in LA County.
Yeah.
So the indoor mask mandate. So, I mean, don't talk to anyone else about freedom, you psychos. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Also, apparently, and this is just now starting to, I don't know, like create a story out of itself, that Elon Musk is now looking to buy more time with the court system because, he's being sued by Twitter for breach of contract and for not wanting to move forward with buying Twitter. And so now he is talking about countersuing, and he is asking the courts for more time to put together his countersuit case. So this story is far from over. That is still a thing that's happening.
I'm kind of glad about it. I don't want it to be over. Yeah, I don't want it to be over because I think I'm not alone when I say I really wanted him to buy Twitter. I really wanted him to. I don't want it to be over.
Same. Mm-hmm. Same. Okay. So I I don't remember the name of this guy. I'm sorry. I don't remember his name. I think it's Andrew something or other. And probably because he's way more famous than we are, people here will be like, oh yeah, that's Andrew. What's his name? Schultz, maybe? It might be Schultz. Anyway, this is like 45 seconds of exactly how China uses TikTok to dumb down America. Okay, so this is really fascinating. Take a listen.
TikTok thing was a big deal because it was a social media platform we didn't create. So it's like, oh shit, we don't want some other country's tech influencing us. Cause apparently like in China, the way that the algorithm works, it doesn't reward people doing stupid dances and like playing with their dog. The algorithm is rewarding things that they want to see their youth do. So people doing cool engineering shit,
that's so
people
fun.
doing cool science shit. But if you're China and you wanted to disrupt another country,
Oh, wow.
wouldn't you reward the dumbest possible shit on that app? Twerking, people doing stupid dances. You want the next level of youth to go, I can be famous doing something that's truly worthless to society.
Yeah. Yeah. And Tucker actually showed examples. So
Right.
I was watching with my daughter last night, my 12-year-old daughter, and he was showing examples of these just dumbass girls up there with their boobs and their twerking and just all these influencers, you know, doing all this stupid crap on TikTok. And I was like, this is why you're not allowed on it, honey. This is why. And I'm like, and then look at what China's doing. And China, their algorithm is they go through and they're doing all of this educational stuff. They're rewarded with educational things. And she was like, wow, look at the difference. And I'm like, yeah, look at the difference. And this is why China is going to take us over if we don't wake up to this stuff. And the problem is that people aren't. And another problem is that adults are on it. You know what I mean?
Well, but let me just, because I'm on it. And so I will say, first of all, that guy that you just watched has 3 million followers on TikTok. So he's not particularly all that concerned about it. But secondly, I know in my feed, I get like the Rubik's Cube masterminds. I get the astronomy people. Like I get the people because of the algorithm has gotten to know what I like. So I do think it rewards dumb people with more dumb stuff. But if you are interacting and engaging with content that is of interest, that makes your brain work, then it actually works well in that way. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if I'm out there and I'm not being an idiot, maybe I'm helping the algorithm for somebody else in some way. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, I will always be massively outnumbered by the twerking and the boobs, but still you do kind of get out of it what you put into it. If that makes sense. It's not helpful because of all the things we just heard, but you know.
Or you could just be like me and just not be on it. And just make sure that your kids are not on it. I mean, that's just, I think that is just another way to go. That's just how I feel about it. Just keep them off it, y'all. Keep them off it entirely. Because I mean, and they're honestly, anybody that is of that age is not going to know, you know, oh, I'm going to go ahead and trick they're not going to do that. They're not going to do it.
No,
and frankly, a lot of adults aren't going to do that either. So, I mean, this is the way that China they're getting in, and it's their sort of way to get in there and intertwine, and this is how they're getting us. I hate it. I hate the way that America and honest, I'm not a diss against you, but people can make excuses all they want. This is how they're getting us. This is how
it's no different though, that because Instagram and Facebook Meta has decided, oh, Reels are the future. Everything that I see on TikTok is on Instagram within a week or two after that. So TikTok, I mean, you know what I mean? It's all the same. All these social media platforms are the same. It's just that China happens to own TikTok, which is bad.
Right.
So, I mean, that is a bad thing. At this point, like all my information is already out there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was a really interesting, I thought that guy did such a good job of just saying, here's how they're incentivizing the dumbing down. Right. And I think social media does that as a whole anyway.
It does.
Because
all
the algorithms work that way. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. They all work that way.
Which is why you got to keep your kids off it. I mean, you really do. I watched a thing the other day where this woman was talking about, she was talking about how her kids, she's like, oh, you think that your kids can handle it. You think you're really close to your kids, blah, blah, blah. And then one day you wake up and your kids are acting different. They're, being different. They're being quiet or whatever. And you're just because they're your kids and they're good kids, they're not exempt. They're just not exempt from the suck that is social media. Keep them off of it. I mean, and the thing is that the problem in our society too is that every other kid is on it. So when you keep your kid off of it, your kid comes home and they're like, well, all my friends are on it. And so you feel this pressure as a parent to be like, well, God, my kid is not the cool kid now, or my kid's the loser because she or he is not on social media. And so a lot of parents just give in and they say, okay, fine, well then I guess you can be on it. It just sucks. It sucks as a parent because you want your kid to be able to communicate with other kids. And that is how they're communicating, is through these super stupid DM platforms and social media. It is a terrible time to be a parent and to be a kid because of all the social media BS. Yeah. But you have to stand strong and you have to be like, sorry,
or at least spy. That's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, that's another way to do it. It's just to be a complete and utter stalker. Yeah, but man, like TikTok, there's no way. I'm just not letting my kid on it. I'm not letting her do it.
No, I wouldn't. And my kid's not on TikTok either. I don't think he has interest. Because why would they have interest when they get all the same stuff? That's the thing, is they're getting all the same stuff on Reels now. Instagram is like completely turning itself into TikTok because they've seen the success, right? Like they get it. They know that that's what's TikTok is super popular for that reason. And so now Meta has decided, Zuckerberg and Gleeborg have decided we need in on that action.
Right.
You guys, right now, there is a huge special going on at omahasteaks.com, and it is their All-American Assortment. And let me just tell you what is included in the All-American Assortment. 16 of their mouth-watering entrees, which includes the butcher's cut fillets, which, by the way, and it's Daisy that taught me this, you take one of those fillets and you throw it in your air fryer for lunch.
Oh my God. So good.
So good. And you feel like 8 minutes. Fancy for lunch. Yeah. Like you're having a fillet.
Bing, bang, boom. It's done. You put a little thing of like rice with it or some mashed potatoes. I know, right? It's lunchtime.
Oh my God.
You are
the greatest.
Right.
It is the greatest. And you throw some of their seasoning, which also comes with the All-American Assortment, is a whole bottle of their seasoning. You throw that on there too, and it's like you're at a freaking restaurant. It is so good. So you get 16 entrees. You get the tartlets, the caramel apple tartlets, which are so yummy, and now I know that you can make them in the microwave, which is my favorite thing. And you also, if you order the All-American Assortment at omahasteaks.com and then you type in keyword chicks into your search field, they're going to throw in 8 free burgers with your order because they love us and we love them, and you should too. So omahasteaks.com, keyword chicks for that special. Try them out. If you haven't had their stuff before, what are you doing? It is so freaking good. So
good. And make sure that you guys check out our locals page at chicksontheright.locals.com. I finally uploaded a thank you video on our locals page last night. Oh my God, I finally am figuring it out. I had to send stuff to Google Drives and all sorts of stuff last night because my phone anyways, long story short, I finally got a video up last night after 3 hours of trying to do this, but I'm able to do it on our locals page. I'm going to be doing more of it. I know Mock does that too. So check out our locals page, chicksontheright.locals.com. And there's going to be more exclusive content there. So if you haven't already, definitely do that.
Yay. Okay, so there's a lot of news yesterday about Fauci and his imminent retirement. He was on with that one chick from CNN whose name I never remember, but who I think is pretty nice, actually. He was on with her to sort of clear the air and explain exactly what all of these retirement rumors are about. Here it is.
That I gave an interview with a reporter and they said, you're going to have to step down sometime. You can't be in this job forever. And I said, you're absolutely right. I can't be in this job forever. And I don't anticipate I'll be in this job before the end, at the end of the first term of President Biden, which is January 2025. Somehow that got interpreted that it's announcing my retirement. I just said that it is extremely unlikely, in fact, for sure, that I'm not going to be here beyond January 2025. So sometime between now, Kate, and January 2025, you can guarantee I'll step down.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be fired by the next president who will
'Cause he-
automatically fire him.
Right. Because a Republican would be like, get out, you little troll, you
Bye.
lying little troll. God, this guy is a piece of work. I'm
Oh
gonna
my gosh.
retire. Yeah, you should have retired like years ago. You liar. Good Lord.
So that's what he says about the retirement. So it's really not,
Yeah. Well,
it's not as exciting as I think it wanted to be.
Hope he enjoys his Mac Daddy pension that we've given him. Hope he
Oh
enjoys
yeah,
it.
it's going to be big. What was it? Because we used to know the number.
Like
on that.
the
Was it like
biggest.
400,000 a year or something?
Well,
crazy?
he makes the most money of anybody in federal government. Can you even imagine? Like, it's obscene what this man makes. This little liar makes, and then on top of that, I don't know. His pension it's got to be completely obscene too. It's gross. It's gross what we pay this man.
It really
Right.
is. It's vile. Speaking of vile, got a couple of clips to show you from The View yesterday. They were putting in their 2 cents about a conversation we had yesterday. I mean, not about our conversation, but about the topic of Biden and the fist bump with the crown prince in Saudi Arabia. We talked about that yesterday. Everybody was kind of talking about it yesterday. They were too. And of course, as you might expect, they are in massive defend Biden mode. So I'm going to play the little clip from Joy first, because she even admits in it that she knows she defends Biden a lot, but here's why she's going to keep doing it. Listen.
I mean, I do defend Biden quite a bit, I know, but it's like, you know, if Manchin and some of these Republicans would allow the industries just cut back on fossil fuels and get alternative fuels going, he wouldn't have to, you know, fist bump this guy, who, by the way, he did say to him, I think that you were responsible for Khashoggi's death. And the guy goes, no. And he says, well, I think you have. I mean, he did confront him. There's one more thing I want to say, because I do understand that, you know, that some 9/11 families might be annoyed with that, because the conventional wisdom is that those terrorists came from Saudi Arabia. So there isn't a personal feeling about it. Again, I don't know if Biden had the choice.
Oh no, he didn't have a choice. He didn't have a choice. Like, the dumb on this show, it's at a level that is I've never seen before. Like she asks if there's no choice. Does she not know that there's oil like here in America?
Well, she said it's Manchin's fault because he is somehow preventing alternative energies from being explored. How is he doing that? There's nothing that's stopping more wind and solar and more whatever. She's acting like Manchin is holding that back.
He's the one
That's
guy.
an outright lie. That's
right.
just a lie.
He's standing in front of him going, you can't. No. No, he's like strapped him. He strapped himself to like windmills. You know, it's like what in the world? And then beyond that, do they not? It's like I don't know what these people can they not get past this whole notion of we can drill here,
Right?
Like we could have done that here. What is it? It's like a mental block with these people. It's like they cannot see it. They can't see the fact that there is oil here in the United States. We could have drilled here, but he put a stop to that right when he got into office. He's like, I have to undo everything that President Trump did because neener. I mean, because he's completely immature, and he had to do that just to do what? To prove a point that he can just reverse everything that Trump did. I mean, we can drill here. And we have plenty of oil here. And there's no reason we have to grovel to these countries that hate us and want us all to die. I mean, that's what they want.
She would complain, you know, drilling more oil. She would be on Biden's side when it comes to climate change and we need different kinds of energy. But she's saying that the reason Joe Biden had to go to Saudi Arabia is because Joe Manchin is somehow single-handedly preventing alternative energies, which is that's freaking crazy.
He's not doing that. And they're not mutually exclusive. We can do both. And I think Republicans have been saying that for a while. Trump never said that we couldn't do that. I mean, it's like we can do both at the same time, which would be the best plan ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, when it comes to electricity in general, you need those sources of energy. You need oil and gas for electricity. I mean, this is the thing. I don't think that these people get the industry in general. Like, you need to have those two things being symbiotic and working together. And we can have all of those things, and those two industries can work together. And I think that's what, this country would be. It would be awesome if we could just do that.
Right.
But for some reason, Joe Biden, said, well, I'm going to kill the fossil fuel industry. I'm going to kill fossil fuels. Okay. Well, we know what you want. You have an agenda. And now they're acting as if he didn't say that. And that it's like, all of a sudden we're in this position that we're in. And it's like, okay, the best case scenario would be is if everybody worked together, we drilled here, and then we had all those alternative options. But now you got like Pete Buttigieg saying, well, for you, it'd be great because not gas prices, but these car prices, like Tesla prices or whatever, these alternative cars, these hybrid car prices, they're coming down. And it would be great for you guys, just go ahead and buy those. And that's an option for you, all you people out there. For you to go ahead. Did you see that clip of him?
Mm-hmm.
For him to, if you just buy those cars are cheaper for you now. That's what you guys should be doing. And then that way, you're paying less for those cars, even though your gas prices will be higher. I mean, it's like they just don't get it. None of these people get what the actual problem is. And
they don't understand. I mean, I would love for somebody to ask Pete, okay, and then what happens when the car battery dies, and how are we disposing of those batteries? And what happens, how much energy does it actually take to create one windmill? Because if you look at the stats behind that, the data behind that, it's absolutely insane what it costs us in energy to just create one windmill that then doesn't make up for it. It's freaking nuts how we do this right now.
And what about the grid? I mean, I was at a hotel in San Antonio this past weekend, and it's 100.
Uh-oh. She froze, you guys. Oh, there you are.
Because I don't know. I got a phone call and I have no idea why. It was 107 degrees, right? So our hotel, the electricity went off in the entire hotel, and it was off for like an hour and a half. And I thought to myself, what's going to happen? Right. What's going to happen with all these if people on the left who want all this electricity bullcrap, what's going to happen to the grid? I mean, has anybody thought about the grid? Like, if we all move to electric stuff, I don't think they've thought that far ahead. They think so short term. They don't think about the long game on any of this stuff. You know what I mean? So it concerns me. And granted, I know it was one hotel, but a lot of it had to do with the fact that it was so hot. The grid, I mean, I'm sure that had something to do with, the electrical grid or whatever in that particular area. And we waited for an hour and a half in a hot hotel and it was a beautiful hotel in a wonderful area for the electricity to come back on, and I'm thinking, okay, well, what happens? What happens? Has Pete Buttigieg thought about that? Have any of them?
He hasn't even thought about the supply chain. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you very much. I did want to say too, that on The View, it's not just that they're dumb, but they also always hate America. That is leftism to their core. They cannot help themselves. And that's this clip of Whoopi. You'll see what she says in order to defend this whole Saudi Arabia thing. It's unreal. Watch this.
To go to Saudi Arabia, however, to find a country that's violating human rights or a country that's opposing women, because plenty of states that we live in are doing the same thing, remove protected rights from women, disallowing them control over their bodies. So I just want to say, I think part of the big problem that we have is our own hands are dirty quite often.
Well, oh my God.
Just unreal.
It is unreal. What in the world? Our own hands are dirty. How dare she? Right?
It's just vile.
I mean, meanwhile, it's like somebody in the media, a journalist, was killed at the hands of that guy. And it's like they can't even, just the awful thing. And then the way that he was killed was so horrific. You just can't, wow. I just can't even imagine. They just are like, oh, it's, no big deal. Let's just fist bump the guy. It's fine.
Well, and now we've got Meghan Markle, who by proxy is sending her prince to speak at the United Nations to rip on America. This
You guys should have heard how
scary.
Mock responded to this yesterday. Like the cuss words that were coming out of her mouth. I can't repeat it here because I'm sure there are kids in the room and dogs, and the dogs would be running in terror.
was
They
some
would be running in
cussing.
terror at the words that came out of her mouth about his balls, and
I was mad, man. I was mad.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a teeny part of his clip because how freaking dare he just, oh my God, look at this.
How many of us feel battered, helpless, in the face of the seemingly endless stream of disasters and devastation? I understand. This has been a painful year in a painful
has it?
decade.
Really?
We're living through a pandemic that continues to ravage communities in every corner of the globe. Climate change wreaking havoc on our planet, with the most vulnerable suffering most of all. The few weaponizing lies and disinformation at the expense of the many. And from the horrific war in Ukraine to the rolling back of constitutional rights here in the United States,
Oh,
we're
no, you
witnessing a
didn't.
global assault on democracy and freedom.
Oh, no, he didn't.
As he lives in his mansion in LA, wherever the hell, I'm sorry, in Malibu, wherever the hell he lives. The
Oh
rolling
my
back-
God.
The rolling back of constitutional rights here in America. How about you suck it? God, you royal. I mean, it's like, where does he get off? He's a prince. Where does he get off?
Megan says, here's what you're going to go and do and say. That's how.
Here's what you're gonna. I got your balls. I'm squeezing them. I got them. I'm sorry, they're this tiny. I got them. I'm squeezing them. It's like you're gonna go. You're gonna say this here. You're gonna go get up on the stage. Go ahead. Okay, Yoko. Okay. God, cannot stand these people.
Oh my God. He needs to just take the United States out of his mouth altogether.
Yeah,
Just,
right.
You can suck
And
it,
I'm sure.
Prince Harry.
I'm sure he's been ravaged so hard as he
He's
like, sits in his-
battered. He is
he's
battered.
battered and ravaged in his palace. His
Oh my
palace with
God.
his drivers and his allowance from his daddy. What a dick.
Oh,
Seriously.
the worst.
I cannot with that guy.
So before we get to whack, I wanted to, we have to get to
God.
this representative, Bonnie somebody, Watson, I think. Representative Congresswoman Bonnie Watson. There's still all these Roe v. Wade activist people, like, you know, having their protests all over in DC. And so this particular representative came out to address that crowd. And she tells an anecdote, you guys, which is just blatantly false. I think you'll be
hilarious.
able to figure out why. I
Also
think you'll be able
hilarious.
to pick up on why this is completely false. Listen.
Conversation with someone I worked with very closely for the last 7 years, who told me at the age of 62, she was still having a period and was still sexually active with grandchildren. And she said, what if I got pregnant? There's no
Oh my
way
God.
at 62, I would have been in a position to really be a healthy mommy
Look at the
to
guy.
a new baby. And so not only is this impacting the decisions of young women and the protection of young girls and others who've been assaulted and raped, but it also impacts the decision of fully adult women.
Yeah.
So I had
The
to look it
guy-
up because I was like, what are you even saying? Show me a 62-year-old woman who is still having a period. And so I looked it up and I was like, what is the oldest woman on record? Like, what I need to know what the record is for this. And it was like 57 is the oldest woman on record that had had a period. That woman who told her the story is bleeding, and she probably needs to get that investigated because it's not because of a period. Okay, it's not menstruating.
You need to handle that. You need to handle it. You need to see a physician and handle it, lady, because
Get that
something's wrong.
shit handled.
Right. You need to lock it up. Lock it all up. All right. Because there are physicians that will come to your aid and figure
my
that
God.
out. You may be having some breakthroughs there, lady, because oh my God.
I
Yeah.
mean, props for creativity, though, right? Like they've
Right.
tried all the 10-year-old
Yeah.
stories. Now they got to go to the opposite extreme, right? This is what they're doing. It's
They're
just
gonna
crazy.
wheel out. They're gonna wheel out this like 89-year-old woman. She's gonna come out of her wheelchair. She's like, I'm still bleeding.
I need an abortion.
I'm gonna need an abortion. I can't raise that child. And she's gonna have like no teeth. I just cannot with these women. I'm gonna need to kill my kid. Let me have my rights. I guess they're just relentless. They are relentless.
Anyway, what is in your stack of whack?
I listen, I love the guy behind it. The guy behind her was like, yes, 62-year-old woman, yes. Okay, dude. All right, there's in Britain, this isn't like, super duper whack, but I thought it was very interesting. Today is the last day that you can do this. I was hoping that Stuart the Brit would be in here. Stuart the Brit. But if he's not there, if he's not here, perhaps Harry, the ballless ginger wonder, can take advantage of this. There's a cinema chain in Britain that's offering Redheads free tickets amongst the British heat wave. So they're saying, because you know how not British, but you know how gingers are like, I guess, so they get affected by the heat and the sun so much. Because if they walk out in the sun, they burn more. This is what people think. They burn more easily. So they're announcing, they announced on their website and their social media accounts that Redheads can get free tickets to the movies yesterday and today as part of their sun protection flicks or SPF promotion, which I thought was kind of cute. So they say that they're experiencing the hottest ever days on record. Redheads are more often vulnerable to the sun's rays. They're giving them shelter from the sun inside their fully air-conditioned cinema screens to catch the latest blockbusters. So they can go in there and get free tickets. So if you live in the UK and you're watching this broadcast, Stuart, if you're a redhead, I thought of Stuart immediately. If he's a redhead, he can go to the movies for free today at this showcase cinema. Yeah, and I kind of wish they would do this in the States because I'm sure there's a couple redheads that we have that, are listening to this broadcast that could go get some free movie tickets and go. But it's just today is the last day that you can do it. And and
it's good marketing because they know that redheaded people are the rarest, I guess. And so a redheaded person, chances are they're not going to want to see a movie alone. So they're going to bring company and that company will pay.
Totally.
I get it.
I absolutely agree. Yeah. Now, I mean, that's the thing. And now I'm sure that there's some people who dye their hair red. There's some women who are not going to be true redheads. Still, it counts,
Okay, that's not really fair.
I mean, I would imagine if you have a redhead, you have a redhead. I would do it. I mean, I've dyed my hair red before. I used to have red hair back in the 90s.
I feel like that's skirting the system. That's cheating.
I'd still do it. I'd go and I'd be like, I want my free ticket. So there's that. Anyways, that's happening. I thought it was kind of genius. It's kind of cute. So if you're red-haired and you want to go take advantage of your free ticket in the UK,
do it, man.
Stuart, if you're out there, I feel like I envision him as being a red hair
really?
like Ginger. Yeah, I do. So maybe
I don't know if I haven't seen him. But maybe he's there and just being quiet. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe if he watches later today, maybe he'll get this and he'll go get his free ticket if he's a redhead. He's a ginger. So there you go. That is your whack.
All right. Well, it is time for My Pillow Talks. Don't forget, there's a big sheets sale on their Percal sheets. And I know people wrote yesterday and they said, if you look up pronunciation videos of that word, it's Percal. I'm telling you that the people at My Pillow said, pronounce it like the cal in calorie. And so unless the people at My Pillow say calorie when they're talking about burning calories, they mean for us to say Percal. And that is the glorious fabric that is used to make these amazing dream sheets, the Giza dream sheets from My Pillow that are massively, massively on sale. If you go to mypillow.com/chicks. All right. I've got some good ones for you. Why do dogs do this? Or some dogs? What is this?
I love him. Oh my God.
He just stays like that forever. I'm going to mute it only because I don't want the copyright strike.
You don't want the copyright. Oh my God. I love him.
I mean, he just stays there.
He wants to breathe him in. Probably.
Aww.
I love him.
Isn't that the sweetest?
That really is the sweetest. He loves him so much. That's so cute. If Cash did that to me, I think he'd suffocate me because his head is so giant.
That would be suffocating. But this this is like I don't know, it's like a 1.5 minute video. I mean, it's forever long.
God bless him. He loves him.
I follow one of these astronomers, right, who gives all the updates about space, and she's been getting a lot of questions, with the release of these new telescope photos recently. The question that she gets the most often is about, listen, if there are all these galaxies and all these planets, how can it possibly be that no aliens have contacted us yet, or at least made a much bigger production out of contacting us? And so you're going to see her first, and then somebody answering that question on her behalf. Oh, shoot, I have to unmute.
Why hasn't anybody contacted us yet? Because intelligent minds might wonder, with the universe so large, why hasn't anybody contacted us yet?
Because it's ghetto here. I wouldn't talk to us neither. They probably took one look and was like, oh, fuck, no, I'm not dealing with that.
It's exactly how I feel. I've said that, just probably in a different way. I mean, that's exactly how I feel. They just drive right by. They're like, oh, hell no. Hell no.
That place is a dumpster fire. I will just
seriously.
Stay over here in glee board.
It's how I feel when I walk through San Francisco now. I'm like, there's just pee everywhere. Nope. Not gonna stay here. Nope.
What's wrong with these savages?
Right.
Okay, now this is a montage of hilarious animals, and it is just the greatest bunch of dogs ever.
Get out!
Oh, the cat. Oh my God, he didn't even touch him. He didn't even touch him. What a drama queen. God. He literally just looked at him. What a baby. God.
Speaking of babies, there is this precious video of a dog that really, really wants to play with the baby. And I was worried all the way through this that the dog was going to do something that could hurt the baby, but it doesn't. It's very, very sweet. Watch.
And the baby's laughing. Oh my God. He's trying to entertain him or something.
Isn't it so cute?
Oh my God, he's so excited about the baby.
So excited.
So cute.
Now this is one, I'm all about like people having domestic or non-domesticated animals in their homes, like the raccoons and whatnot. I love all those videos.
Right.
This is not an animal I expected to see in somebody's house. Here we go.
Kimmy! Come here, baby girl!
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That would be my house. It would so be my house.
It's a camel.
What are you doing?
You would have a camel in your house.
Totally. I mean, like there have been so many times where we've almost had a cow walking through the house. I could so see a camel walking through the house. I could see this happening without question. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Now, I showed you before that whole, I don't want to call it a challenge, but it's like that silly game that people are playing where they fill their mouths with water and then slap each other with the tortilla.
Yeah.
This one just absolutely cracked me up. have to do this in Florida. We
We
got to
do.
find tortillas
We
and we got to
do.
do this game
We totally do. We do.
because
And
China expects it. Okay.
then we have to do the wine thing. Remember I sent you the wine thing where it's like there are two old ladies and they were doing like this thing where we'll have to show you guys. It's hysterical. There's a wine thing too.
All right, last one. And that is, I want you to show your daughter this because I don't even understand what is even happening with this girl's lung capacity. It makes no sense to me. This is freaking amazing. I mean, at first I was like, okay, well, so what? Like, so she's gonna just drop those in a minute when she gets up this hill, right? She's just gonna put those weights down.
How many minutes has she been in there? Like,
well, she just jumped, right? We just saw her jump.
Okay, so she's probably going to be in there for overall. Like, is there like, there's no counter on this, and there does it say like how long?
Yes, I know how long. But she's holding these giant weights, and she's walking through water with them, and I just cannot. I don't understand how she can do this. I mean, she is just trucking, man. How? And now uphill?
Well, that's not crazy to me. It's the lung capacity stuff. Like how many?
1 minute, 18 seconds.
Yeah, that, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that probably is for like a swimmer. That's probably not too crazy. Probably for me, I would die.
That was
I
ESPN.
would totally die.
That was ESPN's video, and their caption was, "This is incredible." So to me, I was like, well, if ESPN, I mean, they would know, right? Like if that's a feat, that's a feat.
Well, yeah, usually they report on LGBTQIA issues, but yeah, right. But I mean, it's nice that they reported about sports stuff. Good for them.
Yeah. And that pool, like what kind of crazy ass pool was that?
I don't know.
It was forever.
I'll have to ask Gwen about that, like about because I know they do things where they have to go a whole length of the pool without breathing, or they have to try to. I don't know.
Which makes sense if you're swimming, but like she was walking
and
with gigantic weights.
And I don't know how long that is. I don't know like if there's a time or I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Like I know how long it takes her to get from one side to the other when she's swimming, but I don't know. Yeah. 1:18 seems like a really long time to me. I would die.
I would die within the first 10 seconds. Right. Are you kidding me?
I would totally die. Yeah, I would totally. I'd be like, I'm out. I'm claustrophobic and I'm out. Somebody rescue me. I'm done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway,
not good.
Retox.
Yeah, those are good ones. All right, you guys. It is Tuesday. We're going to be talking to Carrie Lake today. It'll come out tomorrow. So look for our deep dive. Make sure that you're looking for that and that you're subscribed to our podcast so you know when everything is coming out. Everybody bring it in.
Put it right in your pocket.
Yeah, you can put us right in your pocket so you know everything is coming out. Yes, everybody gets a big hug. You guys, oh, here comes Cash. You guys, he's coming. He's coming.
Don't let him shake.
We hope that you guys have, he's looking at the ground. I don't know what he's doing. What's down there, buddy? Oh, I don't know. Anyways, we hope that everybody has the best day ever, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.